Welcome back to Instabulls, everyone. So we had a major breakout with DWC in the Instabulls room today from $52 jumping up to $64 on the day, over 20% on that breakout. I'm going to go over exactly what has to happen for this one to continue, which indicators will give us confirmation on a continuation, and also I'm going to go over the S&P 500. The market has been very choppy, so I'm going to go over exactly how the market looks, what kind of momentum we have at this point in time, what exactly will give us a continuation on in the market to get more bullish momentum. And lastly, I do welcome you to the Instabulls room if you happen to be interested in intraday perspective breakouts. We mentioned pre-market news before market open every single day. Any halts that are worth looking at throughout the day, or any major breakout lists that are worth looking at throughout the day, go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert to it again. So let's jump into this one. So I'm going to go over DWAC with you guys here on the 5-minute chart so you guys can see exactly how this one broke out today, what exactly gave us confirmation on this breakout in the Instabulls room, and then I'm going to go over the 1-hour chart so you guys can see exactly which levels we're trying to hold above to have a continuation and major breakout just like we did previously here with DWAC. Now before I get started, I do want to welcome anybody that is interested in intraday perspective breakouts. I mentioned pre-market news before market open every single day, any halts worth looking at throughout the day, or any major breakout alerts looking at throughout the day. I look at charts for every one of these breakouts as well every single day. Go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. Now, as you guys can see here on the 5-minute chart, again, I did mention them at $52, jumping up to $64. Again, mentioned this as a high risk play as we did not have any news here. But as you guys can see, we had a continuation on buy pressure here on the MACD, showing us multiple confirmations on this continuation. And as you guys can see, just as we were continuing on up, we were looking to see if we can increase in buy pressure going to extended hours. And as you guys can see, just as we went into extended hours, we had this next push jumping up to $64, and then we had this pullback. As you guys can see, we had our white shaded line coming in showing us that we are decreasing in buy pressure here on the MACD, and sure enough, having this increase in sell pressure in result to that decrease in buy pressure, looking to see if we can have a bounce back. But as you guys can see, we did have an increase in sell pressure compared to our previous sell pressure point. So as you guys can see, we did increase in momentum to the downside. We were looking to see if we can have a strong bounce back here, but as you guys can see, we continue to increase in sell pressure here, showing us that decrease in momentum, and that is why we dropped down below the 20-moving average. So here on the 5-minute chart, we are going to be looking to see if we can bounce back over the 20. Again, we do still have the 20-moving average still over the 50, so we are going to keep an eye on DWAC. And also a quick side note, GME did have a spike going to extended hours as well, getting into the NFT space, so we might have a continuation there. We'll keep an eye on GME and AMC, and a major spike with TKAT, another NFT stock that had a sympathy to GME on that spike. Now, I'm going to jump real quick back to the 1-hour chart so you guys can see what exact level we're trying to hold above here on DWAC to have a continuation. Now, as you guys can see, we did have a previous spike here in the Instabulls room that we also did mention, and we were looking to see if we can continue, and as you guys can see, we did have this rejection to the upside, looking to see if we can get more volume to have another major spike. And as you guys can see, we have been consolidating since then, and we were looking to see if we can increase in volume, and this is exactly why we got this confirmation. As you guys can see, we broke above all of our previous volume points that we had here on DWC from all of this consolidation, having this increase in volume. So that is why we're going to keep DWC on the watch. We do have the volume and possible continuation momentum if we can continue on with those indicators on the 5-minute chart. Now, as you guys can see, we have these levels here that we mentioned previously. We mentioned 61.35 as a previous resistance that we are testing at this point in time, looking to see if we can continue on past. As you guys can see, we had multiple rejections to the upside, which gave us our continuation on down here previously. So 61.35 is very key. And our next level here is at $74 that we did mention previously. So $74 will be that key point that we're going to be trying to break above, just like we mentioned previously on this spike. And also making sure we do increase in buy pressure here will be very key to make sure we do have that continuation in momentum here. As you guys can see, we have some buy pressure coming in, looking to see if we can break above our previous buy pressure points that we had here on the MACD to make sure we do confirm with more momentum here on DWC. Now, we are going to need more merger news here with DWAC, so we will keep them on the watch to see if we can get more news and break over the $74 point with confirmation on the MACD. Now, to jump into the market with you guys, I know the market has been very choppy, so I'm going to go over SPY. This is the S&P 500, so you guys can see exactly which levels we're trying to hold above. Again, I'm not going to change our levels here. We mentioned these levels previously. Now, as you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart, again, we did have a major pullback yesterday because of FOMC minutes, mentioning an increase in inflation at a broader base and mentioning increases in rates at a quicker pace. Also did mention comments on possible balance sheet runoffs, so we had a major pullback yesterday because of that and had a continuation on down today because we had jobless claims, which tomorrow we do have unemployment rates. Jerome Powell mentioning at his previous Fed meeting that unemployment is very key for us to have a recovery in the market. So we are going to be looking at how the market reacts after unemployment rates go into tomorrow. But as you guys can see, we did have a major pullback. I'm going to jump back to what led us into where we are now and what exactly we're looking for to have a continuation. Now, again, we had a ton of fear in the market previously because of Jerome Powell mentioning that he's going to increase tapering, and sure enough did have an increase in tapering, which gave us this rally because we did have an increase in tapering, but not as much as we expected. So we had this major rally and we were looking to see if we can continue. Now, just as we were consolidating here, the Omicron variant did get found in the US, and also Jerome Powell mentioned that he was retiring the word transitory, and also mentioned that he was in an increase in tapering, which took back basically all of this tapering that he did have on this run because of a smaller increase in tapering, mentioning a larger increase in tapering, giving us these major gap downs, and sure enough having this continuation on down. Again, having a major gap down yesterday, just like as we did previously on the Omicron variant being found. So now we are trying to hold this level that we did previously have a gap down from the Omicron variant and from Jerome Powell taking away everything from tapering and increasing in tapering. So we will be looking for a bounce back here at 468. I do like the bounce that we had going to today, which is this large wick that we had to the downside, holding this 468 mark on the 4-hour chart with no bodies to the candles below here. Looking to see if we can hold 468, and we do still have the 20 moving average still over the 50, so we still could continue on up and curl up. If we do continue on up, we're going to be looking for that bounce back. But as you guys can see, again, we did previously have multiple gap downs. I just wanted to remind you guys, as I know the market can be very choppy and pretty discouraging, just reminding you guys that we have been through this before, and we had major bounce backs, and we had these major pullbacks from the Omicron variant, from Jerome Powell even taking away things that he said on very bullish statements, and having multiple gap downs, but we were fine. We had multiple breakouts. We're just looking for that intraday momentum. So going into tomorrow, we will be looking to see if we can hold over 468. If we cannot hold 468, in my opinion, and hold the body of the candle above 468 here on the 4-hour chart, then we could have a gap down, and we will be looking to see if we can hold over 450, where we did have our previous double bottom here and our previous bounce back from this Omicron variant, and Jerome Powell mentioning that increase in tapering that he took back from mentioning a smaller increase in tapering. So we are looking for more bullish momentum. We want to see something along the lines of a couple days of breaking higher highs and breaking higher lows, so that way we have more bulls getting back in the market. And now I do like how we have again that major spike with DWAC, GME, TKAT, a lot of spikes going to extended hours, showing us that there are a lot of bulls that are waiting for these major breakouts to come. We will stay hungry in the Instant Bulls Room as always. And again, I do welcome you to the Instant Bulls Room. If you have not been in the Instant Bulls Room, you're definitely missing out on all the best breakouts that we mentioned throughout the week. And I appreciate everybody that has been supporting the channel, that has been coming over from the Instant Bulls Room and supporting the channel. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help us refine it, and it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.